All right, let's dive into an explainer on a tiny root that is probably sitting right now in your kitchen. We're going to unpack its scientific wonders and, honestly, some pretty surprising dangers. Think about it. Ginger is arguably one of the most popular spices in the entire world, but there's this whole hidden side to it that most of us completely ignore while we're casually tossing it into our stir fries and teas. So we really have to ask ourselves, is this seemingly innocent, everyday ingredient just a comforting folk remedy, or does it secretly harbor some serious medical risks? Because it truly is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it's an absolute culinary masterpiece and a natural wonder. But on the other, well, it can actually be a severe medical hazard if it's consumed by the wrong person or in the exact wrong way. In today's explainer, we'll be moving through 5 quick sections. We're covering the hard science of ginger, some trusted cold and cough remedies, decoding internet myths, finding out who absolutely must avoid it, and finally looking at some long-term storage tips. Okay, part 1, the science of ginger and its microscopic power. Let's get right into it. To really understand what ginger is doing in our bodies, scientists have to look at it at the absolute microscopic level. Fresh roots, like those harvested from Putho, go through this incredibly complex filtering, alcohol extraction, and steam distillation process just to isolate the pure essential oils. And when you break down that essential oil, you actually find 53 distinct compounds. It's kind of like a giant chemical puzzle. But the real heavy lifters here are alpha-zingiberine, making up about 24%, and beta-sesquiphalandrine at 13%. Those 2 specific molecules right there are the core secret behind ginger's incredible biological power. Now, this next part is a massive revelation. Ginger's ability to destroy Candida fungus is actually right on par with a powerful pharmaceutical antibiotic called nystatin. Yeah, you heard that right. The research provides hard scientific proof that ginger isn't just a simple flavor enhancer. It is a legitimate, natural pathogen killer sitting right there in your pantry. Moving on to part 2, cold and cough remedies. Let's step out of that sterile laboratory and into the warmth of the kitchen to put these powerful compounds to work. If you're dealing with a nasty cough, you'll want to follow this exact remedy. But listen closely, because the absolute crucial secret here is to never ever throw away the kumquat seeds. They are literally the key to clearing out phlegm. Here's what you do. Grab 250 grams of clean, halved kumquats and mix them with 100 grams of rock sugar, 50 milliliters of honey, and some thinly sliced fresh ginger. You're going to steam this entire mixture over boiling water for exactly 60 minutes. Keeping those seeds in the mix, that's the ultimate proven trick to halting a hacking cough right in its tracks. And when you're making lemongrass ginger tea, say with about 2.5 liters of water, the biggest mistake people make is boiling it to death. The ultimate trick is actually turning off the heat, covering the pot tightly, and just letting it sit for 30 minutes. You start by boiling a sliced ginger root and 5 crushed lemongrass stalks, sure. But the real magic happens in the steep. That 30-minute covered rest is the golden window. It allows all 53 of those chemical compounds we just talked about to fully infuse into the water before you go adding your lemon and organic honey. Which brings us to part 3, decoding the myths. It's time to separate the proven facts from the internet fiction. Look, while ginger is undeniably fantastic for boosting your general immunity, improving resistance, and clearing out your throat, we really need to clear up a dangerous internet myth that spread like wildfire a while back. There is absolutely zero official scientific evidence that lemongrass ginger tea can kill or inhibit the COVID-19 virus. Relying on a kitchen tea as a viral cure is just a dangerous misunderstanding of what this root can actually do for us. All right, part 4, who must avoid it? This is the medical danger zone, where this helpful root actually transforms into a severe internal hazard. Despite all those incredible benefits we just went over, there are 10 specific groups of people who really must completely avoid ginger. For these folks, it can trigger some serious, even life-threatening complications, ranging from stomach ulcers all the way to late-stage pregnancy risks. Let's break down exactly why this happens on a physiological level. First up, because of its extreme internal heat, ginger actively erodes mucous membranes. That means if you have stomach or duodenal ulcers, it will absolutely devastate them. Have liver issues? Well, ginger overstimulates liver cells, which risks actual necrosis. It's no joke. If you have gallstones, eating ginger can dangerously shift a stone and trap it painfully right in your bile duct. And because it's such a powerful stimulant, it can actually accelerate tumor growth and even dangerously increase bleeding for anyone dealing with hemorrhoids. And honestly, it doesn't stop there.
Because of its strong thermogenic nature, meaning it creates a lot of heat in the body, anyone with a history of stroke, high fever, or dengue must stay far, far away from it. Women in the late stages of pregnancy are strictly warned against it too, because it can cause sudden, dangerous spikes in blood pressure. And here's something wild. If a nursing mother consumes too much ginger, the compounds can pass right through the breast milk and cause extreme restlessness and insomnia in her newborn. It will even actively exacerbate chronic skin inflammation.
Let's all take a collective deep breath and move on to part 5, long-term storage tips. Let's look at some practical kitchen hacks. So, how do we keep this stuff fresh, safely? Well, you can always rely on tried and true methods like wrapping it up in foil or a dry towel for the fridge, at least if you just need it for a few days. For months of storage, you can peel it, squeeze all the air out of a Ziploc bag, and toss it in the freezer. Got massive bulk amounts? The traditional method of burying it under clean, dry sand perfectly maintains its natural moisture. Or, if you're specifically using young ginger for medicinal purposes, soaking those slices in sweet and sour vinegar or white wine locks in those powerful active compounds for a really long time. But for the busy, modern cook, pureeing fresh ginger and freezing it in ice cube trays is an absolute game changer. It's a genius time-saving hack that lets you drop a total flavor bomb straight into your cooking. Instead of peeling, chopping, and dealing with those annoying fibrous roots every single time you make a meal, you just puree a large batch once, freeze it into little cubes, and then bam! Whenever your recipe calls for it, you just toss a frozen cube directly into the pot. Zero thawing required. Or, you can easily create your own long-lasting ginger powder to preserve that spicy perfection for months. You just slice it paper thin, dehydrate it in the oven, and then grind it up into a fine powder. If you store this in a glass jar with a little silica gel packet, it retains all that original spicy aroma and, most importantly, the medicinal integrity of the root for months on end. We've seen its microscopic power to fight fungus, its ability to soothe a cold, and shockingly, how it can exacerbate some really serious medical conditions. So, armed with all these facts, how are you going to look at the next slice of ginger on your cutting board? Is it just a simple flavor enhancer, or an incredibly potent medicine that demands a whole lot of respect? Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and remember to always stay curious about what's hiding right inside your pantry. Catch you next time.